Now with this list, I'm going to be talking about 5 people in the Fairy Tail series that might be able or that will be able to defeat Laxus at the end of the series. So let's go. Coming in at number 5 is Urza. Now Urza and Laxus, even from the beginning of Fairy Tail, they've always been somewhere around the same level. They were both really high mages. I remember at one point they were like the only people in the guild at the time who were allowed to like go upstairs, and it was funny because Laxus back then, he was such an asshole. I still liked him because he was a lovable asshole, but I do think that when it's all said and done, that Urza and Laxus, they will be able to go toe to toe, and it's going to be a great fight if they did actually fight because they're so evenly matched in many different ways. But I do think that Urza will be able to take it. Coming in at number 4 is GodG. Yes, GodG. Now, we know that they've had a shaky past before. We saw that after GodG crucified Levi, he came out here and just started beating his ass. He was like, how dare you let someone like that in the guild? And that was, to be honest, that was one of the greatest moments in Fairy Tail because GodG didn't even fight back. He was just letting it hit him. And if you look at it from a point of view, GodG was low-key taking those hits. Like, he was eating them. He was like, are you done yet? He just kept on getting hit over and over. But now that GodG has gotten stronger, I do think that he wouldn't let something like that happen to him again. No. GodG will be able to stand his ground, and I do think that he'll be able to put up a good fight against him. Coming in at number 3 is Natsu. Now, the reason why I have Natsu on here is because he realized that even when him and GodG worked together to beat him, that he was on a whole nother level. I mean, back in the Battle of Fairy Tail arc, they stood no chance. Hence why Natsu, as soon as he got done fighting him, he was like, yo, let's go again. And it was funny because Laxus saw him as fodder. He was like, okay, get out of here. And I really do like the relationship between Natsu and Laxus. It's because Natsu, it seems like that he kind of looks up to him in a sense, and he wants to spot. Like, that's one of the biggest goals besides guild arts for him. Like, the day that Natsu can say that he's stronger than Laxus, he's going to be freaking out. And not to mention the fact that after the time skip, Natsu, he's definitely one of the strongest people. Although it is, Natsu's strength is a little bit miscalculated because remember when they first met Agil, they were struggling against all 5 of the main cast, but Laxus came in there and dropped a thunder bomb like it was nothing, and that made me think that, hey, even though Laxus, he might not be getting as much shine as Natsu, you can't sleep on him. Coming in at number 2 is Guild Arts. Now, I love the relationship between Guild Arts and Laxus. It's kind of like an old friendship type of thing. Even though Guild Arts is seemingly a grown man and Laxus is like I guess say an early adult. But remember back in the Temerald Island arc, Guild Arts was laughing at his ass. He was like, you're retarded for getting kicked out of the guild for doing this dumb shit. And Laxus got mad. So I want to see some type of backstory between these two because they talk as if they're familiar with each other. They talk as if they're friends. So I really do enjoy that aspect, and I do think that Guild Arts will be able to fight and take out Laxus. Now, before I get into number 1, I want to give off an honorable mention. I'm going to say Makarov. Now, the reason why I didn't have Makarov up here is because while I do think that he might have been able to beat him like earlier on, I don't think that where Laxus is right now that Makarov would be able to stand a chance. Because granted, Makarov, he was hyping him up. He was hyping up the Spriggan 12, and he was scared of them. But Laxus, he was able to take one out by himself, well, kind of by himself. So you could kind of say that's an edge. Another honorable mention I want to give out to is Hades. Now, even though Hades is defeated, we do know that him and Laxus, they've been butting head. Listen, I know I've said that I love relationships, but I really love the relationship between him and Hades simply because he reminds me so much of Yuri. And those two, listen, Laxus's appearance versus Hades was one of my favorite scenes of Fairy Tail. Now, let's get into number 1. Walt. Now, anime onlys, they might not know who this is, but the manga readers, they know who this is. Walt, he was a member of the Spriggan 12 who fought Laxus one-on-one. And let's be honest here, had it not been for Freed's little rune, had it not been for his enchantment, Laxus would have lost. I mean, Walt had the upper hand the whole battle. He was able to use poison him and all that stuff. He knew Laxus's weakness, and like I said, Laxus, I don't want to say he got lucky, but he actually planned out ahead, and he was actually able to, he defeated him using his mind. But I do think that if these two got into a one-on-one, Laxus will not come out the winner. But that's basically it for these 5 people who defeat Laxus. Let me know, who do you guys think could defeat Laxus in the comment section down below. Peace out.